Well, hello everybody. Here I am again. It must be Wednesday, and it was Halloween Day. I say was because even though most of the kids are going to come out tonight in the neighborhood, it was Halloween at school. Actually, we had a really nice day. Today I decided to be the wolf dressed as grandma for Little Red Riding Hood. And I had an awesome time with the kids. So they would go by and they would say, "You are a big bad wolf, aren't you?" And I would say, I am an innocent old lady. Can't you see my furry hands?" So they were all having a good time. And I was actually having a good time with them. And the school had a parade and we had an assembly in the morning. It was a very nice day. I think my students had a nice time. I'm always a little bit apprehensive when we have these type of holidays because the kids will be very energetic and all of that. But it was nice. We had a really nice time with them. So hello, and I hope that you have had a nice Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We have 2 more days before the week is over, before the weekend is here, and I hope that you have been able to enjoy your classroom and your students for these last 3 days. I always like to take a moment to thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for recommending them, for your comments. I really do appreciate them. And if you ever want to have a conversation that cannot be had with a comment that you leave on the YouTube comment space, you can contact me at thelearningteacher1@gmail.com. So thank you so much for your support, and I hope that my weekly reflections are helpful, even if a little bit, for you as a teacher, or as a member of a family, or as a friend, or as an employee in another profession. So thank you so much for watching the videos, and thank you for your support. Today, I want to talk about those opportunities that we have to either make a connection or totally disconnect from a student. So there are students that we are able to make a connection easily, or it doesn't take much work to actually create a relationship with most students. But there are those few that are really hard to reach, that you really have no idea what to say or what to do to be able to gain their trust and to gain their just not approval, but to gain their, well, I guess the word is trust, that they'll be able, once they trust you, then you're able to start that relationship. And I have a couple of those students, but there is one that I really have not figured out. After 3 months, I really have not been able to figure out what I can say, what I can do, what I can plan for this student, for him to be able to trust me, and so that we can start developing a relationship. He does his work, and he's not extremely motivated, but he does it well. But sometimes there are some behavior issues because I don't know. I have not been able to reach him. So at times I get pretty upset, angry at the things that he does, because I feel many times that he does them just sort of to get under my skin. That's probably in my head. And I try to just sort of move on. But the other day, which was I think Monday, I had the opportunity to either have a little window there, a little door, so that I could, say and do something that could possibly plant that seed, right? To start that relationship. Or I could have done something that would completely just totally killed the seed, no ground for relationships there. So we usually have the schedule on the board, our daily schedule with our learning targets and what's happening at this time, what's happening at this time, and we go over it. We try to keep them as informed as possible about what is happening that day and what is happening throughout the week, because that also helps with classroom management. And everybody, we like to know what's happening, right? So we try to keep them as informed as possible. And so we normally erase our learning targets and the things that are happening, but we never erase the actual times, because it's the same every day. So he was erasing the board, and he decided that he was also going to erase the times. So he kind of looked at me, and smiled with like a little, mischievous smile, but not like, I'm your friend and I am going to do this, No, it's like, I'm going to do this to bother you. And so he erased the times. And he was looking at me, and I looked at him to let him know, that you're not supposed to erase that, right? So at that moment, I had a choice to make. I know it's something very simple. It's something simple, but it is, it was sort of a disrespect, because he knew that he was not supposed to do that. I've told him many times, when you erase the board, please don't erase the times. So I had a choice to make. My choices were, I'm going to get angry about this, and I am going to scold this child, or I am going to find a way to maybe make light of it. And I had an instant to make that decision in my brain. And so I decided to not get upset. Yeah, it was a decision. We do make decisions to get upset or not. So, and I always tell my students, you always have a choice, we always have a choice. So I had a choice. I wanted to be upset. I wanted to yell a little bit, but I decided not to. So I said, I'm not going to say his name, of course, but so, I saw your smile. I saw your smile, and I knew you did it purposely. But you know what? You know what I'm going to do? Do you know what I'm going to do? And I just took him, and I picked him up, and I put it on my shoulder, and I, carried him across the room. I said, that's my revenge. And he smiled, and he left with a smile on his face, Now, that doesn't mean that the next day he was, we had a relationship, we were friends. No, that doesn't mean that. But what it does mean is that I think I had the opportunity to either build or destroy. And at that moment, though I wanted to sort of destroy, I built. And maybe I'll find another opportunity another time, or I'll look for it to just build on top of that and build on top of that until I am able to gain his trust, and we can have a nice teacher-student relationship where we have respect for each other, and where I will be able to have respectful requests of him, and he will be able to fulfill those requests. So I just want to remind us, that we always have a choice. And I know that sometimes we really don't think about it, because it happens to me. But whenever we are able, and as much as possible, and we have a choice where we can either build or destroy, let's choose to build. Let's choose to build, even if it's just a tiny break, a tiny stone, because we can build on top of that one, and on top of that one, and on top of that one. So I hope that as the school year moves along, which is moving fairly quickly, that we are able to, well, we know, but we're able to have a healthy relationship with our students, where there is respect, where they are motivated, where they work because they want to do it, and where we can have respectful requests, and they will follow them because we have built that relationship, and we have found ways to do that. And I know that at times it's a little bit difficult, especially in our urban schools, but it is not impossible. It is not impossible. I hope that you have a good rest of the week. Today I am taping this, at home in my favorite chair from IKEA. Very comfortable chair, so the lighting is not as good, but I absolutely love this chair. And I don't have a contract with IKEA, but let me tell you, those chairs that are sort of like a rocking, like a rocking chair, they are comfortable. They are, and then I have a footrest in front, so nice. I just figure I would say that because I looked at the video and I saw the chair, and it reminded me of how grateful I am for this thing. Anyways, have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye bye.